Day trading requires you to have in place the same kind of protection boundaries needed for good self-care. Protecting your money is no different from protecting your mental. In fact, they are two sides of the very same coin. So if you struggle to say no and are loose with boundaries that protect your time and your energy in your everyday life, you will struggle with setting boundaries to mitigate financial loss in trading. Because the truth is, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Hey there, I'm Vanetta, and welcome to Faith, Love, and Trading, where I talk about the intersections of financial prosperity and personal growth. So do your girl a favor and go ahead and click the subscribe button if you want to learn more about the psychology behind trading, especially as it relates to faith, love, and relationships, because that is exactly what this channel is all about. Listen, if no one told you your ability to be profitable in trading has more to do with your mindset and your emotions than it does anything else. Trading successfully in the stock market is 10% technical and 90% psychological. So again, go ahead and click that subscribe button and join this growing community that is laser focused on growing our money and our minds. Now, before I jump into what I want to talk about with you today, let me just give you this disclaimer that I am not a professional trader or a financial advisor. All the information I share with you on this channel are my personal views and from my personal experience trading in the stock market. And in my experience, I can tell you that protecting your money and protecting your mental are two sides of the very same coin. Protecting your money in trading and doing self-care both share one common principle. They both protect you from overextending yourself. Saying no, which is self-care, and setting a stop loss in trading are both self-protections. They both show that you know how to set boundaries that prioritize your well-being. Saying no keeps you from losing time and energy on things you really don't want or have time to do, and setting a stop loss limits your financial losses and keeps you from losing cash and capital that you can't afford to lose. But if you struggle with one, you more than likely will struggle with both, because again, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Listen, how you do self-care or how you manage personal boundaries has a direct impact on how you set financial boundaries, because I'm going to say it one more time. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And I keep saying this because habits are hard to compartmentalize. And so, if emotional boundaries are difficult to set and stick to, financial boundaries in trading will be too. In life and in trading, protection boundaries must be in place. These boundaries allows you to stop giving more than you have to give to the market and to people. Listen, people will take as long as you give, and so will the stock market. So deciding up front what you will lose in terms of time and energy and finances should not be an afterthought. If it is, I guarantee you are inviting potential negative outcomes that you didn't want and that you probably can't afford. Listen, take it from me. When I began day trading, I used to have a problem keeping my stop loss in place. I used to move my stop loss all the time, and I would pay the price every time. Listen, I know you already know this, but honey, losing money hurts. And if you haven't felt the pain of losing money in the stock market, keep on trading, because you will. But listen, after experiencing so many painful losses by moving my stop loss, I had to ask myself some deeper questions. And the first question I asked was, where else was I doing this in my life? I asked myself, was I loose with boundaries in my overall life? Was I setting a boundary and allowing it to be crossed, or was I crossing it myself? These are questions I had to ask myself. And the answer was yes to all of them. See, I would say yes to things I wanted to say no to, because allowing my boundary to be crossed or crossing it myself was not a deal breaker for me. And I was not only paying for not sticking firm to the boundaries I set for myself with people, I was now paying financially. Because again, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I had to learn, and you too must learn if you want to be a profitable trader, and if you want to do great self-care, you must learn to make crossing your boundaries a deal breaker. Now, let's dig a little deeper into setting a stop loss, because when you set a stop loss in trading, you are essentially establishing a predetermined exit point for your trade. This point is usually determined based on your risk tolerance, and it can help limit your financial losses. By setting a stop loss, you can avoid the emotional stress that comes with watching a losing trade turn into a significant loss. Because yes, losses in trading come with the territory, but significant losses do not. Significant losses are avoidable, and you avoid significant losses by sticking to and staying firm with your stop loss. Listen, when I would move my stop loss, it was because I had this high tolerance for pain. And I talk about having a high tolerance for pain in my last video called How Day Trading Healed My Heart and My Bank Account. So I want you to go check that out. But when I got firm with myself and my boundaries and made moving my stop loss a deal breaker, everything changed. And not just in my success in trading, but in my life in general. You see, being okay saying no is a protection boundary, just like a stop loss. It is for your good. You see, we all have just a limited amount of time and energy and resources, and it is essential to use them wisely. Saying yes to every request or demand that comes your way can quickly lead to overcommitment and burnout. So, learning to say no can help you stand firm with your boundaries and protect your mental well-being. Listen, no is not a dirty word. It can be one of the most self-loving words you ever say. And everyone won't like it, facts. But that's okay too. And if you feel guilt or pressure from people who want you to say yes to them, you got to ask yourself some questions. One question in particular is, would crossing your boundary to say yes to them cause you to give up something you don't have or extend yourself in a way you can't afford? If it does, and the person asking you still wants you to say yes, you need to reevaluate the relationship. And I'll say more about that in an upcoming video, but let me say for now, it's okay to reevaluate relationships, especially the relationships that can't respect your boundaries. And the same thing goes when you are trading. Ask yourself, would moving the stop benefit you? Might it cause you financial pain? Can you even afford the pain? Listen, if setting boundaries is difficult for you, practice. It may be uncomfortable at first to say no, and it may feel uncomfortable to allow your stop loss to remain in place as price comes close to stumping you out. Lord knows I've been there 1,000 times. But sometimes you have to experience discomfort to become comfortable. Listen, at the end of the day, saying no and setting a stop loss are two sides of the same coin. They are both boundary protections. One prioritizes protecting your capital, and one prioritizes protecting your self-care. Both require discipline, focus, and a willingness to prioritize your well-being. Your financial and your mental well-being should be a priority. By protecting both, you can become an effective, profitable trader and live a more fulfilling life. Okay, I would love to hear your thoughts about saying no and setting a stop loss and sticking to it. Do you set stop losses when you trade? Are you a stop loss mover? Do you say no and mean it to protect your time and your energy? I want to hear all about it, so please comment below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give your girl a thumbs up on the video and like and subscribe to the channel, because I really want to grow this channel and support people who are on the journey to personal growth and financial prosperity. All right, I'll see you all next time.